Hi, my name is Pablo Requena and I would like to show you today how to bend the sides. I've already done a video about side bending, and at that time I was bending the bindings and periflins. But here you've got one side for a classical guitar, and this is what I will be bending in my bending jig today. When you bend the sides, you have to be quite methodical so that when you bend them with the jig, they both bend following the book match, so that they bend in the right way. So what I usually do, because I already have also the shape of the profile for the back in one side, I put a mark in this side so that I know this is the side that needs to be out when I put this into the jig. But also I've got 340 millimeters, that's the distance I have from this edge down to the center of the waist. So yesterday I bent the other matching pair for that side, which is in here at the moment. So what I would like to do is to take it out so that you can actually see the end result, and then I will be bending the other pair. So it's in the jig already, so I just need to take it out. So I'm just gonna bring these blocks out. I need to bring this center block quite high so that I can bring the sides out, because now I have a shape here, so yes, I need to bring it up a bit more. And now it will come out. So I usually wrap them in silver foil because I don't want too much of the resin going into the metal and the blanket. And but as I take the silver foil out, I can just rip it and use a new piece. You can see that actually there is a little bit of spring out at the ends, but you can see how the shape comes out really nicely. And I have a template here for the guitar, so you can see that actually it will fit in really well, and even though there's a little bit of spring out, it will come in with hardly any effort at all. So I'm very happy with this shape, really. I don't think I will need to do anything else to be able to use it. So now I'm going to bend the matching pair. So I need to prepare it a little bit. I'm gonna get the jig out of the way. Back in there. I'm going to put this over here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to wet both faces. And I'm just spreading with the water so that it covers the whole surface, like that. I'm not too bothered about that because it doesn't really need it. And now I'm going to get some silver foil, the right length, more or less here. Now I can wrap my side with it. Also the silver foil also will help to keep the water in the wood. Today is quite a hot day and it's quite dry in the workshop, so this water will dry up very quickly. but now it will stay wet a bit longer. So I've got this edge here, and I purposely leave this side uncovered so that actually I can see these markings here, because if it's covered like that, then I don't want to get it confused and bend it the other way around, because that will be a problem because of the way the other one is being bent. So I've got over here, I've got 340 millimeters. So from this top edge, I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to mark it here, 340. And then I'm going to square it up all the way across, like that. Okay, so now I'm ready to put it in the mold, and this line will have to be seen in between these two blocks of wood. That will tell me that the side is in the right place. So let's get the jig back over here. I'm going to clamp it on the bench so that it's a bit easier to do this job. And now I'm going to put the side into there. And I also want to make sure that the side is sort of running parallel to the jig. I don't want to have it on an angle, because then obviously everything is going to be a bit crooked. And so I can see from this lot, I can see this black line, and then I can just eyeball it and see that actually this is quite parallel all the way along. So I'm happy with that. Now I can bring in the other piece of metal that goes on top, and that's going to sit in there. Now I have some pinzas, cloth pegs, and I'm going to put them in here. And what that will do is that when I switch this on, you can see the blanket, which it gets very hot, is actually not touching the wood. So if I leave it like that, the wood will not be heated that evenly. So that's why I put these pegs in here, and then it means that the heat is being applied evenly. So the first thing now is to bring the center block down. So it's just touching, but I want to put a little bit of pressure without really bending too much, more or less there. So I've got a little bit of a bend, and the wood is flexible, so I can take that, but I want to have good contact between the blanket and the waist, which is the area where it needs to be bent more intensely. So now I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to apply a little bit of heat. So I've got this timer. It's good to have a timer, because if for any reason I got distracted and I forgot that I was doing this, but while I was attending something else, this will switch off itself without burning everything up. So I'm just going to give you a few moments so that this gets quite hot. And while that's getting hot, I'm going to put in my blocks. I can bring this down a little bit more actually, like that. And while it's getting hot, I can this is come off here, but it will come in again. So I bring this block over and into there, and then the same in this other side. I put this other block over and into that bolt. So now I can feel that this is getting very hot. I cannot touch it, I don't know exactly what temperature we're talking about, but I've got it all worked out that actually I don't need to know the temperature. This gets really hot enough to do the bending really well. So now that it's hot, I can bring the waist down, but I'm not going to bring it down all the way. I don't know if it's possible to see here, but along that slot I can see how far things are going. So I'm going to just bring it roughly to there. Okay, so now that I have it there, I'm going to start bringing down this end first. I'm going to come across here, sorry. And I don't want to bring it down too quickly, but it's quite hot. You can see a bit of steam coming out. So I know it's hot enough to be able to do this. And now I can take these specs out and bring it down there. And now I'm going to do the same in the other side. Again, you don't need to rush this. You want to do it slowly. Right, so now I can bring down the rest of the waist down. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna leave it on for a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes really, no more than that. And so while that's happening, I'm gonna explain a bit what's going on. We've got the shape there, but now we need the wood needs to be heated up for a few minutes so that when we switch it off and it's cooling down, then it will retain the shape. So what will happen is that I will leave the whole thing to cool down completely, and then once it's gone completely cold, I'm going to bring it back again to the bench and I'm going to give it another blast, and I'm going to bring it up to temperature again, and once it gets really hot I'm going to switch it off, and that's it. Then tomorrow when I take it out, I know that it will look exactly like this one, and then I will be ready to put them in the mold. So I hope you find this helpful. This is really how simple it is to bend with a jig rather than doing it by hand. And you know, if you're gonna make more than one guitar, then it's worth to build a jig like this, which is actually not too complicated. So until the next time, thank you very much for watching.